Hey, good morning. It's George from Joining Effort Exercise. I am unfortunately not in the exercise center today. Timing got a little bit messed up, so I apologize. I'm here in one of my little cottages in Brantford. So I just wanted to say the class is going to be still be the same despite where we are. Hey, it's George from Joint Effort Exercise. I am actually not, as you can see, I'm not in one of the exercise centers today. I'm in another spot that I have to do it. We have a little bit of a timing issue, so that's not going to change how this class goes. Same rules apply. You're just going to need a sturdy surface to use for balance, some loose fitting clothing, and we don't even need weights for today. Everything's going to be pretty much body weight. And I'm also sorry about the lighting; it's not as good as in the location. So, without further ado, let's get going with our standard warm up. So, just going to start with those modified jumping jacks. We'll just do about 30 seconds of these, and then move forward. I hope you're enjoying the day so far and are ready to get moving a little bit with the class. I've been getting a lot of great feedback, so I really appreciate that. Always good to hear, people that are enjoying the classes and feel like they're benefiting from it. So really, so I appreciate anybody that's reached out and shared that they're enjoying everything. All right. So now we're going to just spread those feet apart and start our butt kicks, so just side to side. And you could just be right next to your sturdy surface that you're using for balance. So just side to side, we have about 5 more seconds left of these butt kicks just to get loose. 2 and 1. Very good. Now we're going to do our high knees. I'm just going to turn this chair around like so I have something a little bit higher. So for here, all we're going to do is just bring those knees up. Just do some marching. Keep those core muscles nice and tight. Stand up as straight as you can. And just getting the heart rate going a little bit. Getting those hip flexors warm. We're going to be using those, obviously. So I like to do these kind of movements before we get started with the actual training. All right. 5 more seconds of this. Same rules apply as always. You go at your own pace. You don't have to go at the speed that I am. Go faster or slower depending on how you're feeling and how you're functioning. And the last one, you can put your hands right on your sturdy surface, and we're just going to alternate kicking back behind you. So with this one, you are going to be squeezing your glutes as you kick your legs back, getting those muscle groups going too. This also helps to be like a little bit of a dynamic stretch for your hip flexors. So you can do that as well. All right, about 5 more seconds. And then we'll get into the workout. So I'm going to just explain. All right, very good. So I'm just going to explain the first 2 movements just like we have been doing. So the first movement that we're going to do is a semi-tandem stance. So you're going to get in that semi-tandem stance where your foot is not totally in line, but just a little bit off. And we're just going to do our head turns side to side, just like so. And then the next one is going to be the rock the boat. We did that one last class. So this is going to be a lot of review over the next few classes of movements that we've done in the past. Again, just to see how you've progressed over the last few weeks. All right. So let's get our feet in that position. So that semi-tandem stance, one foot slightly in front of the other. All right. And I want you to just, again, as we've been doing this whole time, have your hand hovering over the top of your sturdy surface for balance. Slight bend in your knees, and we're just going to start turning our head side to side, just like so, Again, keep your fingers kind of touching that sturdy surface that you're using. Nice and easy. I hope you can see my head turning because of this lighting situation that I did not anticipate. So sorry about that. All right. And then now we're going to do that rock the boat. So you can do it this way, going towards your sturdy surface, or you could just keep your hand kind of hovering over the top of it as you're going this direction. So one foot in front of the other, and you're rocking the boat. So back and forth. So same rules apply as what we did during the last class. You can have your feet come off the ground like I'm doing, or you can just go up onto your toes as you're going forward and then go up onto your heel as you're going backward. So try not to touch the surface that you're using. And challenge yourself a little bit now. We've been doing this, so I had my right foot in front that time. Next time I'm going to do it with my left foot in front. Obviously, we're just swapping. All right, so same thing here. Left foot's going to be in front, right foot's behind in that semi-tandem stance. Have your hand hovering over your sturdy surface and just shifting your head side to side. Looking good. About 5 seconds left. And rest. Very good. Okay, so now I have my left foot out in front and feet about as far apart as mine are if you can. Slight bend in both legs, and we're just doing that rock the boat. So again, forward and backward, and you can try to lift those feet up in both directions. So I'm going up and up, just like that, just shifting momentum side to side. When I hear of most people falling, people a lot of times, I shouldn't say a lot, most of the time, but fall backwards, a lot too, because we're not used to going in that plane of motion. So now getting these muscles in your core, your hips, your glutes, everything conditioned to be able to respond when you do go backwards, if you do, will help prevent falls. And that's what we're here to do, is to help you be safer, in everyday life by having better balance and strength. All right, so grab some water and we'll get into the next couple of movements. So the next group of movements is we have that side step to the high knee. So you're going to side step, high knee, and down, just like that. Okay, just like so. Step, high knee, down. Sorry, I did it wrong the first time. All right, and then we're going to do the wood chop. Okay, so we have about 15 seconds. So you can do this, facing me, or you can do it facing your sturdy surface. I will do it facing you so you can see my form. So I'm going to step, high knee, down. Step, high knee, down. So that'll be it. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Step, high knee, down. Step, high knee, down. Okay? If you can do it in a way where you're not hanging on, that is great. Step, high knee, down. So you're really depending on that outside leg and the hips and the glutes to keep you from shifting in that direction. Step, high knee, down. Good. Okay. Then the next one was the wood chop. So let's get our foot, right foot back behind us. Okay, so we're in that split stance. So similar to that rock the boat stance. Just like so. Hands together. I want you to reach down towards your right knee and twist up towards your left shoulder. So perfectly diagonal, like a 45-degree angle. If you need to, keep your hand on your surface, your sturdy surface, by all means do so. And for this one, if you want to make it more challenging, you can kind of follow your hand as you're doing it. If you want to keep it relatively easy, you can just keep looking at me and just move your torso. Okay. All right. So going back to that first movement, that side step with the high knee, we have 3, 2, 1. Step, high knee, down. Step, high knee, down. Step, high knee, down. Just like so. Okay. Looking good. And again, as always, keep your core muscles nice and tight as you're doing this. Stand up as straight as you possibly can. Help to keep you upright. And again, get these muscles used to working when you're doing these kinds of movements. All right, and the wood chop for the second one, we're going to do it with our left foot back, same split stance like so. Left foot's behind me, hands can be together, twisting down, or again, you can hang on to your surface if you need be, or just have your hand kind of hovering over it if you feel like your balance is a little bit questionable today. And if you want to make this easier, again, just keep looking right at the screen, and that will help to do that. If you want to challenge, you follow your hand in the directions that you're moving. All right, grab some water. We're moving on to the next couple of movements, which is the squat to calf raise, and then we'll do that feet together with your head going up and down. So the squat to calf raise, we've done this one. And what I want you to do is challenge yourself this time. So you're going to do squat, calf raise, and reach up if you can. Squat down, up onto your toes, and up. I'll do it in this position so you can see. Squat a little bit, rear end back, up, calf raise, arms up. Squat to calf raise and reach. And then the other is going to be that feet together. And you're just going to put your head up and down. Okay. All right. So in about 5 seconds, we'll get into that squat with the calf raise and reach. So hands up at the shoulders, shifting your rear end down and back, and then go up on the toes. Okay. Squat, calf raise, reach. Squat, calf raise, reach. Stay nice and close to your sturdy surface as you're doing this, but try your best not to use it. Now, this is a more complex movement because once you go up onto your toes and you have your arms extended, it's going to challenge the balance a little bit more, but we've been doing this for a few weeks now, so I'm hoping you're confident enough to give it a try at least. And then the next one, feet are going to be together, arms down to the sides, or if you need to, have it hover over your surface. And just picking your head up and down. So all the way up to the ceiling, all the way down to your toes. Ten seconds left. 5. And rest. Very good. Okay. Now back to that squat to calf raise and reach. So feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. Hands up at the shoulders. We are squatting down, up, and raise. Down, up, just like that. Perfect. Okay, inhale, exhale, inhale down, exhale as you press up. You can control it. My legs are starting to get a little bit tired from doing this, which is good. That's what we want. We have like one more and rest. Now, feet go back together. Literally have your feet touching, arms down to the sides if you can. If not, have it hovering over your chair or whatever you're using. Looking down at the toes and up at the ceiling. Down at the toes, up at the ceiling. Just like that. About 5 more seconds. And a rest. Okay. Very good. More than halfway through now. We'll move on to our next group of movements. So we had the forward step with a twist, which is, we did that, I believe, last class as well, along with those clock taps. Okay. So forward step with a twist. You always want to be twisting towards your whatever you're using for stability. So the chair is on my left. I'm stepping with my left foot. I'm twisting towards the chair, which is to the left. I'm coming back to the center, and I'm rolling back on my heel. Step with the left foot, twist to the left, come back to the center, and then back. All right. Next movement is going to be our clock tap. So remember, pretend like you're standing in front of in the center of a clock. So you're touching the 12, the 3, and the 6, and then vice versa for the next one. Okay. All right. So we're going to take a step out with our left foot. You can start now. Step out with the left, twist towards your chair or whatever you're using, and then back. Step, twist, middle, and back. Make sure you're turning your head, your shoulders, your everything as you're doing this. And as you can see, I just have my hands out just in case I need to grab onto my chair. I'm hoping that I don't need to do that. I need to be a good example for you. All right, that is good. Okay, so that was our forward step with twist. Now I'm just going to have my feet together like I'm standing right in the center of a clock. Slight bend in both legs. I'm going to keep my left leg still. I'm going to touch the number 12 with my toe, number 3, and then number 6. A little bit of a bend in that left leg, and try to keep it as still as you can. So it's going to help with some strength on that side. And good. About 5 more seconds of this. 3, and then 6. And then let's finish off with one more. 12, 3, just a slight bend. Okay. All right. Back to that other movement. And I'm going to, so as I mentioned, you want to be stepping towards and twisting towards the surface that you are using. So I'm going to step out now with my right foot, twist towards my right, come back to the center, roll back on my heel. Step, twist, come back to the center, roll onto my heel. Step. Okay. 10 more seconds. And as always, just go at your own pace. Don't have to go as fast as I am, or if this is too slow for you, please do your best. We always want to be putting in as much effort as we can so we get the biggest return out of our time investment. So we need to do that. All right, and then we just had the clock taps with the left side now. So you're in the center of the clock. You're stepping out. You're just barely tapping that number 12, the number 9, and the number 6. Keeping that right leg slightly bent. 12, 9, and 6. All right. Same thing. Keep going. 5 seconds left. 12. So this would be the last one. And 6. All right. Excellent. All right. Grab some water. And we're going to finish with our last group of movements. I hope you're feeling okay so far. So the last group of movements is going to be, we're going to do a single leg hinge, that we did last time. So I want to work on that again. So you're going to have one foot out in front of the other, and you're going to put most of the weight out on that front leg, and then come back up. Okay. And then we're going to do that forward, that heel to toe walking. That's really, really an important one to do because it helps your ankles to stabilize yourself in that kind of side to side, so that pronation and supination. All right. So let's start with that right foot in front. We're going to do that hinge. So I'll do it in this position so you can see my foot positioning. So my right leg is out in front now. Slight bend in my right leg. And then I'm coming back up. So I'm going towards my chair, as you can see, so I can use that if need be. There's really very little weight on my back foot, as you can see. I'm really just using that for stability. So this is a really great exercise for your hamstrings and your glutes on that front leg, as I'm sure you're feeling. So the glutes are a very, very important muscle group to have strong. They really will initiate that movement, getting up out of a chair. They help with stairs. So there's a lot of reasons why we need to have strong glutes. And frankly, most people that come, excuse me, into our centers have very weak glutes, and some don't even fire at all. All right, so let's do that heel to toe walking, just like that. We did this during the last class. Okay, so just go out as far as you can comfortably without, death gripping your chair. Okay, so just forward and back. Do as many times as you possibly can. Keep your core muscles tight. All right, and rest. Very good. All right, and the last set of each. So we're going to have our left foot out in front this time. Right foot's back behind. And remember, I'm not really using this back foot at all. Everything is coming, all the power is coming from my left leg this time. So I'm keeping a slight bend in that leg. I'm going down, keeping my low back as flat as I can. Hinging and come back up. So you're probably feeling your hamstrings stretch quite a bit as you're doing this, which is completely normal. Okay, 5 more seconds. And rest. Very good. Okay. And the last one, that heel to toe walking. No, we didn't do heel to walking. Yeah, last one. All right, so stepping in front, all the way forward. Good. And then all the way back. Just like so. Okay. Go all the way out in front as far as you can. Okay, about 5 more seconds, and really try to do this without hanging on like I am. Finish strong. And that is all. All right, so I'm going to move my chair over so we can get into our stretching. Grab some water. We're not going to rush right into that, but we definitely want to stretch. We did a lot of strengthening exercises for our lower extremity, especially our glutes and our hips. So anytime that you're doing anything that's that you're using a specific muscle group repetitively, things like gardening. We hear a lot of times people are excessively sore after gardening, raking, any repetitive movement. If they get sore in one specific area or one specific muscle group, you want to make sure that you're stretching after. So it's not only stretching is important after exercise. Just say after any activity, really, because it's the same thing as it's not the same thing as exercise, but you're working those muscles. They're getting slightly damaged while you're doing that activity, which is what creates the soreness. So you want to make sure that you stretch after, because it will minimize the amount of soreness that you feel. So let's get that right foot out in front, slightly bent, and you're just going to shift your chest forward. Feel a nice stretch in your hamstrings on the right. And just going to hold that position. Okay, very good. Now you know what's next. Keep that right leg straight. Point your toe towards your chest, and we're going to feel a nice stretch in that calf on that side this time. Looking good. Okay, and now we're just going to switch to the other side. So you're going to keep your left leg almost straight. Now slight bend. Lean down towards your toes. So you don't have to touch your toes. Just make sure you're flexing at your hips so you're feeling that stretch behind your left leg. And just hold that position. right, and now just keeping that left leg straight and pushing down. So leaning forward slightly and slowly. You only need to shift your kind of torso forward just a little bit in order to feel a stretch in your calf if you have your toe pointed towards your chest. So do this very slowly to prevent any strains. But I know it's uncomfortable while you're doing it, but it feels good when you're done. Hope you agree with that. All right. So let's get that left leg crossed over your right. I have my left hand here. I'm going to reach under and lean forward slowly. So you should feel a nice stretch in your left hip. Okay, and let's switch to the other side. Now I'm taking my right arm, putting it under my right knee, and leaning forward, feeling a nice stretch in my right hip. Okay, very good. Spread those feet apart. This is a little bit different. I'm just going to take my forearms and put them in between my knees and lean forward. Feel a good stretch in the inside of your legs, your adductors. Okay, and then final two. I have to shift this up a little bit so you can see me again. Very good. Right, I'm going to just put this like so. I'm going to put that right leg back behind you. Keep that right leg almost straight. Slight bend in that left leg. And I'm just keeping my torso parallel to the floor, or excuse me, perpendicular to the floor. As I'm shifting my weight forward, feel a good stretch in the top of that right leg. All right, straighten that front leg. Push with the toe on that right side. Now left leg back behind, slight bend, lean forward. Feeling a good stretch in the top of the left leg now. And just hold that. Okay, straighten the front knee. Come back up. We are done. Again, I apologize for the venue, if you will. So hopefully we'll be back in the center next week for our last two classes of this wonderful 6-week series. I hope you've been enjoying it. There will be some options to continue after. I haven't really nailed down the details of that, but I will fill you in next week on how we can continue this. But again, hope you're enjoying it and you enjoyed the class as much as I did. And we'll talk to you soon. See you later.